scrimmage and basically just flow with the offensive linemen. And they just want to do, they kind of almost want to mirror the offensive linemen while keeping pressure on the line of scrimmage. They're playing essentially two gaps, where in like a defense like ours, our defenders are playing just one gap. So that's why you usually have bigger guys, big nose guards, big five techniques, because they got to play sometimes double teams a lot and two men. And like I said, they're trying to play two gaps. So our defense is predicated on getting, moving a guy and then getting the backside cut. And it's much easier to cut a penetrator than it is to cut a guy that's not penetrating. Actually, it's just not worth it sometimes, because you'll never get him on the ground and he'll play off of you and end up making the play. So, like, where we, salivate is we've got big penetrating teams that come up the field that do, because it's easier to cut those guys. It's easier to get those guys pushed out and open up a bigger hole. Which in 3-4 teams end up take for instance the Pittsburgh Steelers. They play the most classic 3-4 that you can still. They don't play like a hybrid like Baltimore or the Jets do now. They play pretty much straight up 3-4, and Cleveland probably does now with Manzini a little bit, as well as they did last year with Romeo Crennel. They're going to mirror this front three guys. They're going to mirror you at the line. They're going to play two gaps, one on either side of them, and they're going to play you right down the middle. And if you take a step left, they're going with you. If you take a step right, they're going with you. And it's hard to really sink into those guys and get the double teams and do what we do our combo blocks, and really get out in space and running on backers, because you have big space eaters like a Vince Wilfork in the middle, like a Sean Rogers, and they clog up a lot of the cutbacks. They clog up a lot of that. Another thing to consider too is the placement of the down lineman in a 3-4 system. Essentially, for us, the tackle becomes does a lot what the guard would do against a 4-3. A guard a lot of times has to go against a defensive tackle. There's a guy over him all the time, so he's trying to shoot through him a lot and let the center scoop around so he can come up on the back of the wall. Against a 3-4, the